Hello, Virgos, and welcome to dekutarot. I'm going to be doing your January 21st to the 27th of 2019 tarot reading, okay, guys? So, let's see what's coming in this week for you. I'm going to use my Hermetic Tarot here to pull a general energy for you guys for the week. At the very beginning of the week, we do have that Leo full moon, or we know the Blood Wolf supermoon total lunar eclipse. The moon will be in Leo at 0 degrees, and the sun will be in Aquarius at 0 degrees. So it's going to be extremely, extremely powerful of an eclipse for especially the fixed sign, and especially if you are Aquarius or Leo or have any strong placements there. The energy has been shifting like crazy. Last week's readings were crazy. This week's readings, especially for the fixed signs, have been crazy. So check out the videos for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. They'll be very helpful, as there's a lot of really powerful energy and messages knocking around right now. So let's check out what's coming in this week for you, your general energy. Remember, Virgos, this reading won't resonate with all of you. We get the Queen of Swords. That's kind of a Libra energy. It doesn't have to be a Libra, though. Just the Hermetic Tarot is pretty specific about who they're calling out with their court cards. When I see the Queen of Swords, I see somebody who sees things on a more equal and balanced level. They can see both sides of a story, the Queen of Swords. She can see, why one part, if you're in the middle of a situation and you're being asked to be the peacemaker, or again, if you need to look at a situation, whether you are the peacemaker or not, something that's difficult, something that you've given you trouble, or, you've been dealing with, we're looking at it from a more balanced perspective here with the Queen of Swords here. She, again, like a Libra, will be able to look at it from two sides. She'll be able to make a decision based on her perceptions. It's a very perceptive, very understanding, very observant type of energy here. So again, we might be observing a situation in order to make a decision. We might be deciding whether something, where something lands here, if it works for us, if it doesn't, is it good, is it bad here? Or again, we could be mediating and balancing things out this week, okay? So that's a nice energy. Or again, we could be dealing with an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius this week. And again, we are moving into Aquarius season, so we have that more balanced, clear energy coming in. All right, we could, be coming to a lot of conclusions. Sometimes I see the Queen of Swords when, we're getting information, important guidance, or, we're realizing things that are, we're coming to conclusions or having downloads or information that's just like, aha, I get it now. All right, Libras. Did I just say Libras? I'm thinking about Libras. Virgos. Libra is after you. Virgos, what is coming in this week for you guys? Virgos, what's coming in this week for you guys? My Virgos. Messages they need to hear for the week of January 21st to the 27th. What will be coming in this week for my Virgos? First, we get the Ace of Pentacles. Love it. And I know sometimes I get comments like asking me to shuffle under the camera, but I have my table set up and I am so that I have to pull my arms out full length to be shuffling under the camera, and I can't do it any other way by putting it under the camera. So unfortunately, I'm not going to shuffle under the camera because that's very uncomfortable. And if I were to do this, I would be throwing the cards everywhere because I have thumb and finger problems, and you see what just happened. So there you go. That's why I don't shuffle under the camera, and that should be it for anybody who has a problem with that, okay? If you don't like me shuffling not under the camera, you can go watch somebody who does. But a lot of tarot readers don't because it's really awkward to set up the camera in that kind of way. And I'm going to call out everybody who says that in the comments. Don't say things like that because you don't know how I have things set up. You don't know how other readers have their things set up and what they're comfortable with. I like to stand when I read, and I always have. And that's what I do. And I stand and I have the whole table in front of me because that's just the way it's set up. And I don't have very long arms, so I'm never going to be able to shuffle underneath the camera. And that's just the way it is. It doesn't change how I read. It doesn't mean that for some reason I'm like picking the cards, because I'm not. So anyways, if you got a problem with it, you can take a hike. All right, Virgos. Let's see what's coming in here this week for you guys. Princess of Pentacles. I'm not saying it wasn't on your video either, Virgos. I don't mean to snap at you guys. You guys are always lovely. All right. Let's see what's coming in for my Virgos this week. That's kind of your energy, Capricorn, or your energy there as the princess, because you guys are more mutable. King of Swords, and there's that Aquarian energy again, that sharp energy. What else is coming in this week for my Virgos? Show me what's coming in this week. What we'll be experiencing, what will be happening. My Virgos this week, and we get the moon. I'm going to get a couple clarifiers because we have two, again, very cyclical type of cards here. Again, I associate, especially the Ace of Pentacles, it kind of reminds me, especially in this deck, of almost like a Wheel of Fortune card. We're having a lot of fortune, a lot of abundance rolling in, but it depends on what we do with it. Are we going to build with this energy or not? Because the Ace of Pentacles, yes, can often be a windfall and offer something that lasts a long time, but we have to take it, as with all aces. The Ace of Pentacles to me is the most solid of the aces for sure. It definitely indicates that we can build something that will make us money, that will bring us profit. Or again, we could be having a windfall profit this week and just feeling very prosperous, very successful. But we have to be able to take that, build upon it again, which is great to see the Ace of Pentacles and the Princess of Pentacles right next to each other, because, you know, you're building onto something. That's the starting, like a starting energy right there. The Page of Pentacles is the same as the Princess in this deck, and the Page of Pentacles, you know, is not yet the Knight, but it has an idea, tries to, you know, figure out where to take this, how to build upon it. There's a lot of deep concentration energy here, and it's really, really nice. You know, there's a lot of diligent energy. We're doing the work that needs to be done here in order to build the foundation, to build up this energy, build up this money, this work and career situation to the point where we're making a lot of money. We're making a lot of sustenance here. We're stabilizing ourselves financially. All right, Ace of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, clarify the energy here. Clarify the energy that is bringing up the Ace of Pentacles, the Princess of Pentacles for my Virgos. You guys have some powerful cards here. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, awesome. So yeah, you guys are really manifesting on an amazing level this week. So again, if you put you put out maybe last week or even in the new year or anytime really before this eclipse, if you were putting out that, you know, I want to be abundant, I want money, I want to be secure, I need some financial security, I need to be comfortable. That energy is coming back here, and we're building on it, and we're building something that is lasting, that is sustainable. We're nurturing that side of ourselves here. And we're coming across very strongly, because the Queen of Pentacles, I believe it is Capricorn in this deck. Let me actually just quickly check here, because I know that they're very, yeah, it's usually Capricorn. But then again, that's your energy. Again, mutable signs, Queen, Princess, Knight. To me, at least. So this is, we're standing very strong in our own energy, doing the little, you know, diligent work, doing the checklist, which you Virgos typically love. You love getting all those little things done so that we can work our way up to that. It's a trait of a Virgo, so that's really awesome. It feels like we're in our own energy, especially at the beginning half of this week here. So we got the King of Swords and the Moon. Clarify what's coming in here with the King of Swords and the Moon for my Virgos. We're getting the Chariot. Awesome. Okay. That's some really powerful energy right there. So we have a couple of major arcanas. Sorry, we have one major arcana, two major arcanas right here. What am I saying? And they're both really lunar, really watery. You know, this is Cancer, this is Pisces. And, you know, both of them are very, you know, the mutable water signs. And you, Virgo, are a mutable earth sign. Mutable earth sign right here. So again, this energy that is knocking about because of the eclipse is coming in really strong, especially the Aquarius side of it for you guys. I feel, again, we're having this really expansive, really take control, see things clearly type of energy here. The moon is bringing this out. I feel like also we're able to see our fears in any sort of situations, not situations, but the energy below us, any sort of fears, insecurities, issues that are within our that were within ourselves that were stopping us from building like this, that were stopping us from really taking the reins here and choosing to move forward past this energy and to create, you know, what we have here at the beginning of the week, which we know we can do. So it feels like if we are, I don't know, I feel like, you know, this, again, check out the full moon in Leo, my total lunar eclipse video that I put up, because I talk a lot about the energy that keeps coming up throughout the readings. And that is having clarity come in about certain aspects of our lives that maybe we've been blind to. We're having clarity put on our blind spots here, and we're like, oh, if I had changed this, or if I had just, you know, changed my way of thinking here, or just seeing the situation a different way, then I could change this whole thing, and I could build what I want here. I can create what I've been trying to create, and now I'm realizing that I'm the only thing standing in my way. And that's what you get there. Or that's what's, you know, coming out a lot with this eclipse. Eclipses, especially with Aquarius and Leo, make us really, like, you know, they force us, especially because they're both in 0 degrees, they force us to look at aspects of ourselves that maybe we haven't looked at, the things that we haven't talked about. Anything that was boiling below the surface, whether we knew it was there or not, it's going to come up, it's going to come out. We're going to have conversations about it, we're going to have revelations about it, and it's going to be uncomfortable. We're going to have to make some decisions, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I feel like I'm going to pull another clarifier actually here, because there's some interesting energy at play between the Chariot and the Moon and the King of Swords here. Clarify this energy. Clarify what else needs to come out here about the Chariot, the King of Swords, Moon. I just need to know about these energies, situations for my Virgos. And we get the Knight of Wands. Yeah, following our passion, speaking our truth. What have we held? What have we held inside? What haven't we spoken up about? What haven't we been open about in our life here? Those are all things that are going to come up at this time, and we're going to be faced to deal with them. We're going to be faced to talk about it. We're going to be faced, forced to talk about it. Can't speak yet. I need some more coffee. Sorry guys, I choked there for a second. The Chariot here is, you know, again, that card of Cancer. It's Cancer. There's a lot of lunar energy. What rules the, you know, Cancer, what rules Pisces is the moon, the lunar cycle. And what do a lot of water signs have a problem with? And it's usually, you know, communicating our feelings here. Communicating how we really feel about a situation, moving forward on our passions, and not letting, you know, the fantasy world that's within us that stops us from believing that we can, you know, create what we want, do what we want, live the life that we want here. Anything that tells us, you know, no, if you say this, you know, someone's going to hurt you, someone's going to reject you, you're not going to be able to do it. It's that type of energy, and it feels like we're facing it this week. And again, this isn't your card, not Cancer. But some of us here might be dealing with a Cancer. And I don't know, Cancer, or, you know, a water sign like this might come up really, really strongly this week, a Pisces or a Cancer. However, again, I think this is more of a lunar energy here that is coming up so that we can find that success. You know, we're being faced with some things here. We're having things come in. And I feel like that King of Swords energy is just like, it's just clarity rolling in. And it might be really uncomfortable. You know, these are our thoughts. This is, and those thoughts can tell us, you know, not to trust certain things. Again, the things that are going to come in with this eclipse are going to be kind of painful, difficult. You know, it's going to be very uncomfortable facing the things that are coming up. So just be aware of that. But that's why we're having this energy of, do I go for it, do I not? Follow your passions, follow your heart, and trust that, okay? Don't trust that side of yourself that's telling you, hey, don't do this, hey, if you do this, you could get hurt. You know, all those things that allow us to believe the worst of the situation. Don't allow that to come in at this time. You know, face that for what it is, which is a part of yourself that doesn't want you to succeed, okay? This is deception. So don't deceive yourself. Follow your true feelings, follow your gut, follow your heart here, and follow the clarity, because we cannot deceive ourselves for what is coming in here. And I talk about this again a lot in that full moon in Leo video, and you know, again, go check it out, because it's very important for the next 6 months. These are the energies that are going to be, you know, shaping our lives, okay? And we need to be able to deal with them in a proper way. You know, this is getting past that deception of, hey, I don't want to look at this right now, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm going to run away and ignore it, or I'm going to choose to go look this way. Don't do that. When this comes in, when this energy comes in here and it feels uncomfortable and you don't want to face it, you don't want to look at it, you don't want to deal with it, you don't want it at all, you're going to have to run right in. You're going to have to use this Knight of Wands energy, go in and say, why do I feel this way? What is bringing up these feelings? Why is this happening? Why am I not able to move forward on things? And you're going to realize this is all within you. And all we needed to do was face this head on and deal with it. And really say, I don't need to be, you know, a slave to these feelings and these thought processes anymore. Or again, it might not even be that. It could be other things that are coming up here that we don't want to face, that we're finding uncomfortable to deal with. But Virgos, these things are going to keep coming up until we deal with them. Either that or they're going to end up exploding in a tower moment. And that's why, you know, this eclipse, this full moon is bringing these up so that it doesn't get to that point. Okay, so again, we have a lot of potential to build this week financially, so don't stop ourselves up with all this mental, like, oh, I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. You know, just breathe about it. You know, follow your gut here. Believe in yourself, because you do have some great offers, some great opportunities, it looks like, at the beginning of the week to stabilize ourselves financially, especially. I mean, it's great energy, so we just really need to not allow all that discomfort to really ruin it. And again, sometimes we just have to sit in that discomfort, and that's okay. All right, let's check out your love for the week. I'm going to use my Aquarian Tarot here. We're going to check out what they have to say for love and romance for my Virgos for this week. Love and romance for my Virgos for January 21st to the 27th of 2019. We're getting, ooh, the Seven of Wands. And this card actually came up in several different decks for several different signs. So go check them out. I believe it came out in Aries as well. Again, a lot of repeating cards this week. Check out the readings for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Make sure to check out your 2019 readings as well. There's a lot of really important messages about, you know, the transits and the changes that we will be going through this year and the important lessons and, you know, cycles that we will be going through and completing throughout 2019 to 2020. Very important. Okay, guys? All right. What else is coming in this week in terms of love, romance, relationships for my Virgos? What will they be experiencing in their love lives? We get the the King of Swords reverse. Can't read. What's this coming up for my Virgos? Magician. All right, Virgos, what else is coming in for you guys in love and romance? Love and romance for my Virgos here. And get the High Priestess. Awesome. Okay, so this is a nice little thing here. This is a nice little 4 card spread. Oh, okay. Just kidding. This one wants to come out. I was like, I feel like there's one more. Maybe I should just be pulling clarifiers, but I'll let this one be its own. I'll let it be here on its own, and we'll get some clarifiers here if we need them. And I think I am going to get some clarifiers, especially for this middle area right here. Let's get some clarifiers. Clarify King of Swords reverse to the Magician. Clarify the energy of the King of Swords reverse here. What is bringing up this energy in their love lives, and the love lives of my Virgos? I love these cards. They're so awesome. Two of Swords reversed. I'm going to just put it there so we can see them a little bit better. The Magician. Clarify the Magician here for my Virgos and their love lives. What is the Magician saying about their love lives this week? Why is he at the center of their reading? The center of their energy for their love lives, their relationships. Four of Wands reversed. You got a lot of reversals there. All right. The Magician and the High Priestess. The High Priestess. And Page of Cups. Clarify the messages of the High Priestess for their love relationships this week. Eight of Rods reversed. Okay, so there's 3 reversals that are coming up here as your clarifiers. Interesting. Okay. With the 7 of Wands here and the 7 of Rods in this deck, here, I'm just going to move these actually to the side this way now. And to the left now, y'all, or the right. Actually, I can't even, we're not even going to get into that one. That was embarrassing. 7 of Rods here. The 7 of Rods, and this came up for Aries, is this defensiveness, feeling the need to stand up for ourselves, and maybe we do in our love lives. However, when I see the King of Swords reversed next to the 2 of Swords reversed, it's saying that we're doing this to a fault. So again, if we're being defensive, we're standing on edge, we think that people are attacking us, or, you know, we're feeling like we need to fight back towards people or fight for something within our relationship, we don't. And it's not coming across that well, Virgos, okay? So don't do that. It's not coming across well. It's coming across like you are being manipulative, like you're being controlling, like you would say and do anything just to hold the power here. So, I don't know. I know that you guys enjoy having the power. I'm a Virgo moon, so I understand what it is to not feel in control and how crazy that might drive you. And especially if we, you know, we can get into this place where we're feeling attacked. We feel like in order to deal with that, we have to attack back. We can't give the other person even the option here. Again, it feels like we're being outnumbered by our adversaries, and we need to start, you know, attacking verbally. We need to start attacking. I feel like for a lot of you guys, it's going to be verbally attacking or verbally, like, being very defensive and, you know, rude. It's not coming across as very positive. It's coming across as negative And with the King of Swords reverse here, you know, there's like a real negative intention here. So it feels like we're making a decision here to hurt somebody in our relationship. And it's because we're being defensive, because we don't want to deal with something. We might be afraid that they're going to hurt us first. Or, you know, for whatever reason, we're feeling really defensive. And I think with the Two of Swords reversed there, you know, there's some type of falsehood and disloyalty. We're not being loyal to our true intentions, our true feelings about, again, if we're in a relationship, we're not being loyal to really what the real situation is here and what we're really feeling about it. Instead, we're trying to just defend ourselves and save our face here for some reason, and we're thinking that the best way to combat this situation is to be sharp, to be rude, to be mean, to act cruelly towards our loved ones, or, you know, even towards, I don't know, because this is coming up for your love life, so this is like really harsh energy for that, I have to say. With the Magician in the middle there, let me just kind of like feel this out, because this is weird. We could feel that somebody has wronged us here as well. With the Two of Swords reversed and the King of Swords, we could feel that somebody else has acted cruelly, has been mean, and in order to deal with that, we have to be the Seven of Wands. And for some of you guys, that might be the case. We might be dealing with somebody who has hurt us, who has, you know, said something, done something wrong in our relationship, or, you know, has, maybe we've been cut off. Maybe we feel like, again, if we're single and we were dating somebody, we might be like, okay, I'm going to totally fight for this, I'm going in for it. But this person might totally ghost us or cut us off or act mean or act cruel. You might find out, again, that they're doing something with somebody else, and you might be like, oh, that's just the type of person they are. They don't actually have these connections with people, because the Four of Wands reversed, the Magician here, kind of says that this person is, yeah, they're skillful and they're really self-confident, but the Four of Wands is there's a lack of balance there. There's a lack of a positive communication, and really getting to the point here where we are in a true connection with this person. They'd be using all their power here to turn this on its head, to make it appear one way when it is actually another way here. Because with the Eight of Rods reversed, it shows that there's a lack of passion, there's a lack of balance here, there's a lack of equality with the Four of Wands reversed and the Eight of Rods. And then because of that, there's a lack of stability in moving forward, because you get a Four reverse and a reverse. Eights are about movement forward, you know, in one way or another. Fours are, you know, the pillars to that. So again, it's the energy, you know, it's the halfway point of that energy. So when you tip that on its head and the Eight of Rods on its head, not only are we not moving forward, but we have nothing to stand on here. Especially, again, it's like 2, 4, 8, and all of them are reversed. So there's no equality, there's no balance this week for some reason. We might not be thinking about the future as well when we're dealing with this situation, because we're so wrapped up in, you know, feeling wronged, feeling hurt, or, you know, feeling the need to get back at somebody for something that they did here. Yeah, it's just kind of really negative and energy here with feels like we're not getting to that point, you know, there's just, again, we're being disillusioned by this Four of Rods. We feel like we can get, again, this could also be a real disillusionment card here, where we think that we're working towards this, and that this is what we're actually, like, this is us. We're like, oh yeah, I'm the magician here, I'm creating this, I'm doing this. But in reality, we're not, because of what happened here, and because we are not listening to the communication from our higher self here. We're not going to move forward because we're not listening to that. We're having a lot of emotional confusion this week about situations as well, or could be dealing with a water sign coming in, or a message of love at the end of the week here that, I feel that this almost like this little fish here, because, you know, he's got his little smelly fish here in his little cup, and he's got something to offer. But I often see the Page of Cups also as emotional immaturity and confusion, not understanding where to take these feelings, not understanding, you know, what's really going on with them, and how to appropriately deal with them. And the High Priestess, you know, she's that, denotes that feminine principle of love and relatedness. She's a very feminine principle, but I often see her as the keeper of the knowledge. And if we're not listening to that higher self knowledge, that support, again, might not even come across as our higher self. It could be our mother, our sister, our friend that's a female, or again, even your partner if you are with a female. It doesn't have to be a female either. This person could just be trying to give you some type of information. But I think for a lot of us here, it's our higher self, or, you know, that intuition in the back of our head that's saying, hey, the way you're acting ain't kosher, and you need to change it, because you're making this whole situation more confusing than it is. We're taking away the wrong information from a situation, and we're focusing, blindedly Is that even a word? We're blindly focusing on the wrong things here, in the wrong situation. What we need to do is balance this out, realize not that acting this way is not the appropriate way to handle this situation. And again, listen to your higher self, because it will give us clarity on this emotional confusion this week, okay? But we could begin feeling very confused, so listen to our higher selves. Don't try to manipulate and manifest, you know, and fix the situation by, you know, saying this, doing that, you know, acting in a bunch of different weird ways this week. It ain't gonna work, okay? Because your higher self is gonna be like, Virgo, are we really dealing with the problem here? It seems like you ignored it earlier on in the week. And it could be that kind of situation that we have to deal with this week, and that's okay, but just be aware of it. And again, go check out that Leo full moon and total lunar eclipse video that I put out. It has a ton of information on all this, like, basically all this energy that's been knocking about and how it's going to shift here, and shift for the next 6 months. So again, check that out for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. There's a lot of repeating cards and a lot of different and very important messages coming through for all the signs this week. Alrighty, Virgos, let's get some insight and advice from Spirit and your higher selves with my Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle book. Or sorry, not book, cards, whatever. Alright, Virgos, what's coming in this week for you guys for advice? For advice on their situations this week, advice on what they will be dealing with, or anything else that my Virgos need to know. And we get Graveyard, unnecessary fear. Amazing, guys, love it. Again, that's what I felt like with that whole area in your love reading there, with that King of Swords reverse and that Seven of Wands. We're fearing unnecessarily and we're acting unnecessarily because of it. So relax, guys. Ain't nothing to freak out about, okay? Alright, the stones they mark, yet the eternal resting place. Yet the spirits they are walking, and they are ready for the chase. Pull this card and know that you fear unnecessarily. Things are not as they seem, and you can overcome your obstacles. The anxieties you have, although real, should be put aside before they haunt you long term. Instead, trust that you know the correct next steps and that you will act upon them. Okay, guys? Trust in yourself. Again, trust in your intuition, trust in yourself, and listen to it. It will guide you the way forward, and you won't have to worry about it. You won't have to be acting out of fear or, you know, letting fear dictate how we act. Those are things that we need to pay important attention to this week. Are we letting fear and our unnecessary, unreal perceptions of the reality of the situation dictate how we are acting about it, dictate how we're approaching other people, especially in relationships? This week, okay? So pay attention to that this week. And Virgos, again, check out the readings for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. We are not just our sun sign. If you guys haven't, please do subscribe and share. It really helps me and the channel. And when I get to 10,000 subscribers, we're going to do a huge giveaway. Alrighty, guys, have a wonderful week, and I will see you guys next week.